Hey everyone, Frankie D'Antonio, founder and CEO of your favorite financial services firm inside of the whole United States of America, Lexington Capital Holdings. Here to talk to you guys about some things that you could do if you were declined from a business loan. Okay, now if you were declined from a business loan, there's a few different reasons maybe why you got declined from a business loan. So let's list them off. Number one could possibly be to poor credit. So maybe your credit is just not meeting the factors of a certain lender or bank. Number two is possibly your revenue, right? So maybe you're not doing enough revenue on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis to cash flow enough in order to service a loan. Number three, what's possible is maybe your industry is a little bit more restricted and maybe only certain lenders or banks will work with that certain industry. So you want to make sure you partner up with the correct lending partner who will be able to service your industry. Number four, as crazy as this might sound, could be if you possibly don't have a business checking account set up. So lenders want to see you have deposits going into a business checking account on a monthly basis. If you have it going into a personal account or a savings account, that is not a good look, and that's something that they're not going to want to fund. Those are going to be the four major reasons why you might not get approved for a business loan. So here are some steps that you could take to mitigate against that and then work on getting a business loan that best suits for you and your business. Now, if it comes down to credit, what you could do is you could personally work on credit yourself, or you could hire an outside credit repair company. Now, what could really be holding down your credit score? Now, there's a few things. What I see with business owners typically will be your credit utilization. So we all know when you first open up a business, or even if you're in business, a lot of what business owners will do is they'll typically over leverage their personal credit in order to get their business off the ground and running. Because at the end of the day, you love your business a lot. And at the end of the day, I love my business, and I love my business more than I love my credit. So we totally get that. So some things that might be weighing down your personal credit score is maybe just utilization, right? So maybe your debt to income is very high. Maybe you have a lot of credit card utilization and you just want to pay that down and be around anywhere from like 10 to 30% utilization. Maybe you have a lot of inquiries from applying with too many banks or lenders within a certain time period. So there are credit repair companies, or you could even possibly learn yourself to help take off those inquiries or just allow them to naturally fall off your credit report. Maybe you might have like a derogatory, a missed payment, a charge off, and really that's all going to be stuff that I would leave to an expert with a credit repair company. All right. Number two that I spoke about was your revenue. All right. So obviously, certain banks or lenders need a certain revenue stream or income coming in on a yearly or monthly basis in order to qualify for a loan with that institution. So obviously, really all you need to do is one of two things. Either one, start working on getting your revenue up, or you'd be surprised. There are some banks and lenders that will deal with little to no revenue as well. So that's why it is good to work with a brokerage like Lexington Capital Holdings, because we know which banks or lenders are willing to work with people who don't do a lot of revenue. And then number three was going to be your industry. All right. So obviously you don't want to change your industry, right? You got into the construction business because you love the construction trade. You got into trucking because you love the trucking trade. You got into the restaurant because your family's been owning restaurants ever since you were a little kid. So obviously you're not going to go out and change your industry. What you could do to mitigate against this is start doing some research, or once again, work with a broker possibly to figure out which banks or lenders are going to work with your industry. So like for instance, like general construction is a little bit more of a restricted industry. So make sure you're working with the correct lender or bank who could service them. Trucking is a little bit more of a restricted industry. Same exact thing with them. Auto sales, a little bit more restricted. Cannabis, smoke shops, all those industries are a little bit more restricted. So people will work with them, but just make sure you don't want to go around applying all willy-nilly. Do your research, know who's going to work with them. And last but not least, open up a business checking account. So lenders and banks don't want to see that you're depositing money into a personal checking account, or if you're putting into a business savings account. Now, there's a few reasons why, but ultimately, they want to see it going in and out of an operating business account. That's what they feel comfortable with. They want to be able to see the deposits coming inside of the business checking account, because if you have a personal account, you could be moving a lot of things around between the business and personal, and everything's getting all wish-washy, and the lenders just don't feel really too comfortable with that at the end of the day. So guys, open up a business checking account with your bank, start depositing money into it right away, have your checks go in there, have your cash go in there, have your credit card processing go right in there, and then from there, give it a few months and you could possibly qualify for a business loan as well. Now, if you've tried all these trials and tribulations in order to get a business loan and you still really haven't had a lot of luck, feel free to reach out to my company, Lexington Capital Holdings. You could shoot us an email. We'll drop it below. You could shoot us a call. I'll drop the phone number below. And feel free to give us a shot at any point, and we'd be more than happy to help you out and walk you through the steps and the processes in order to help you get qualified for a business loan, or to help you and pair you up with the correct lender or bank that will be able to service your revenue, your industry, your credit score, your time in business, etc. All right, guys, I love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching these YouTube videos. Frankie D, out.